Hello, and this is Notary Life with Kimmy. Well, hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about the apostille or apostille, however you want to say it. It's a French word, and I'm not French. But I want to tell you a little story, and I'm going to walk you through the process of how to do one, the simplified way. So first of all, I must admit I was terrified to do this particular job, the apostille. I've been hearing about apostille and the money that you can make for about 6 months now. So I decided I was going to teach myself how to do it. And I did. I thought I knew it and everything, but I was terrified to death of the apostille. And I said to myself, Kim, you got to get it together. So I said I was going to do it. I changed my mind, said I was going to do it, changed my mind again. So just recently, about a month ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because I feel confident. I have taught myself enough that I can handle an apostille. I put it on my Google My Business page, and about 3 days later, I panicked and I took it off. I said, no, I don't want people calling me because I'm scared. The main reason that I did not want to do apostilles is I had in my mind being responsible for people's documents and them bringing me things going to this country, that country, this country, that country, and I wouldn't know what to do. And actually that is what a apostille is. People bring you their documents and then it's going out the country and you are responsible for the documents. However, I was overthinking it and I don't want you to overthink it. My first call for the apostille was a lady that needed a power of attorney completed here in my local area by her uncle. The document was going over to Turkey and he was here. So she needed me as the notary to print the document, take it to her uncle. I would put my notary stamp on it, but before it can leave the country, it has to have a state or seal from the state of Georgia saying that I am a true notary and that his cousin Bob didn't just sign the document, that an actual notary signed it. That's the simplest way I can explain it to you. So I'm going to say that again. And this video is going to be long, but if you stick with me, it's worth thousands of dollars. So again, Bob, the niece calls me, the notary locally, to print the document, take it to her uncle, have it notarized, but before it can leave the state of Georgia to go to another country, someone in the state of Georgia has to put a bigger seal on it and say, hey, Kimberly is a real notary. And now the document is prepared to go to another country. Now, this doesn't cover every single scenario that you will receive. This could also look like this. Another notary has already signed the document and they just don't know the apostille process. So they call me and ask me, can I do the apostille? Well, as a notary, I cannot apostille it myself, but I'm going to take it to the local government here in the state of Georgia. And they're going to put their larger seal on it saying that the other notary is a real notary. So basically an apostille is just someone in the official government recognizing that the notary is a real notary. Okay, that's one piece of it. The second piece of it is certain documents you are not to ever notarize, correct? A recorded document such as a birth certificate, a death certificate, things of that sort. You are never to notarize those documents or make copies of them. It has to come from an official part of the government. So wherever I was born in the state of Michigan. My birth certificate would be from there. So if I'm taking that document and I needed to go over to France, for example, that would have to be authenticated in the state of Michigan. The state of Georgia does not know anything about my birth. It would have to go back to the originating state, the origin. Okay, so one example, one more. And again, this video is going to be long. Okay, you got to watch to the end on this one. One more example. I was born in the state of New York. So now I need someone to give me a death, or I died in the state of New York. Let's just say, ooh, don't say that. But just say someone died in the state of New York and now they need to have that document to go to Jamaica or wherever. Now that document has to go back to New York. Someone in the New York system has to say, yes, this is a real authentic document. They're going to put their seal on it. Now it's prepared to go out the country. So the bottom line is the original document is being confirmed by a member of government. Here in Georgia, an apostille needs to go to the clerk authority's office. In some states, it would be the Secretary of State. It just depends on what the office is called. But it doesn't matter, and don't get caught up in that title. All you need to know is that the document has to be authenticated, or rather the notary serving who signed it has to be authenticated, or either the original document has to be authenticated via the government. So it cannot just leave with just your signature on it. Someone in Georgia needs to confirm that you're a real notary, or that a death certificate or birth certificate, something like that, was actually filed with the government. So that eliminates fraud. That's the whole thing with the apostille. They're trying to eliminate fraud, especially when documents are going out of the country. It's an extra layer of protection. So the best way to prepare for your apostilles is to create a folder. Within that folder, you want to create a list of the Hague, for all the countries that have an agreement that says, we'll take your document, you take our document, with a simplified process, versus the person trying to go to the embassy of their country locally and get that done. They say, you know what, we'll eliminate all that, and they have an agreement. So some of the countries that are on the Hague list are Honduras, of course, United States is part of that, El Salvador, France. So different countries have already said, you know what, we're going to cut the middleman. And if someone in your government says that this document is legit, we'll accept that over here in our country. That's the simplest way to explain it. So how much can you charge for an apostille? I'm sure you've seen the videos where it says 200, 300 and up. And let me tell you, those videos are not lying. You can make that money. I was surprised that I actually was able to make 3 digits on an apostille 2 times now, okay? And that money is for real. Why would someone pay you to do an apostille when they can go to the government and get it themselves? Some people just don't want to be bothered. It's a lot of paperwork involved. When I say a lot, it's a lot for your average person. As a notary, we're accustomed to dealing with certain things and we don't mind. Then you got to rip and run to the government. Then you got to go to the notary to get it done. So by the time they do all that, they're exhausted. People are working. They just don't have time. So they will pay you to go and get it done for them. And if I hadn't done it already myself, I wouldn't have believed it. When I watched all the videos about apostille and all the money, I said, nobody gonna pay me $200 or $300 to do whatever. But guess what? It's a service that is in demand and people will call you. So to date of this video, I have had 4 calls regarding apostilles, and I've been able to complete 2 of them. One with the help of a fellow notary. We split it. We split the cost of it. We split the work of it, and we got it done. The second one is my own by myself. That's the one I'm telling you about today. And I'm actually going to take you tomorrow, I think, when I actually go to the state and take the package. But let me tell you a little bit more about the process that I had to do with my apostille. So, as I stated before, I'm going to notarize the document for him. I met him to do that. I am also going to get a FedEx envelope, put it inside another envelope, and take it to my local area here in Georgia and drop it in their box. I'll do all that in the morning. I'm going to take you with me. And then I'm going to wait for them to mail it back to me with the state of Georgia saying, yes, this is a legitimate notary. In my case, this document that I'm referring to. And then I'm going to call the customer back and we'll meet and I'll give him his completed document. But it's really worth thousands of dollars. Imagine if you did 5 per week. Now, I have not done 5 per week. I've done 2. But imagine, once you put it on your Google My Business page, people are going to look for you. Everyone does not do apostille. It is a little challenging, but you can do it. So I'm going to give you a glimpse into the apostille world today. And I hope it will help you to think about implementing it in your business plan, okay? Be patient, because this video is long. I must admit, this video is long, but it's going to be worth it if you watch it to the end. It will motivate you to start doing apostilles. And don't sleep on apostilles. Okay, guys, so I was going to show you a little bit of my process in preparing to take my documents that I have from the customer to be apostilled by the state of Georgia where I am. So again, each location will be different depending on your state. So my customer needed to have 7 documents apostilled, or simpler way to say it is my customer had to have 7 documents certified that they are actually either legitimate government documents recorded here in the state of Georgia, or the one document that I notarize, they are certifying that I am a notary here in Georgia. So I have the 7 documents. I have prepared an envelope that I have to take and drop it in their mailbox. I have to get an envelope from FedEx for them to mail it back to me, and then there are costs associated with having them to apostille each document. So I know the process is a little choppy. There's no other way for me to do this, but I just wanted you to see that there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. But once you get the process down, it's very simple. It's 1, 2, 3. So I just want to reiterate, don't sleep on apostilles. Okay, so I'm gonna take you with me tomorrow when I actually go there and drop it off in the facility's mailbox. Okay, so who would need to have something apostilled? So the simplest way to explain the apostille is it could be a student that needs to have their transcripts apostilled. It may be parents giving permission for something in another country. It may be a property involved, an affidavit, power of attorney. It could be any type of document that needs to be apostilled. If the document is in another language, does that mean that you can't do it? In the state of Georgia, it does not. All it has to be done is approved by the notary, and then you take it to, again, our clerk's office here in Georgia. So each state will have a different process. So you'll have to find out where the document goes in your local area, but it's only one of a couple places. And once you find out, you'll know. But I just wanted to give you as much as I can today about the apostille so you can just be tossing it around in your mind. Again, it is going to require some training, and it's not that complicated once we get it going. Believe me, I keep things very simple. Okay, so I'm going to get the money order that I need to take to the state of Georgia. I think I'll just run in Publix and get that, and I'll tell you what happens next. So I got to go get the money order. So now my next process with the apostille is I have notarized the document for the client. I have prepared the packet to take to the state of Georgia. Now I have to get a money order to go in there. They will take a check from your business account, but I don't want to give them a check because they might hold on to it too long. I like things to go through my account kind of fast. So instead of having to wait and make sure it cleared, I'm just going to go to Publix and buy a money order. Probably costs $1. So I see why apostilles cost so much though, because it's a lot involved. So I've already taken you to the process. I had to drive to the client to notarize the document and pick them up from him. I brought the documents back to my home. You saw I had to do more preparation. Now I'm getting ready to go get a money order. And then tomorrow I actually have to take it to the state of Georgia. So I see why that bill can easily be $150 up. Depending on your area, some people can even get more. So I'll take you when I get the money order in just a second. All right, so I had to change the plans. We had to get gas, so I decided to go ahead and get the money order from Quick Trip. I didn't even know they sold money orders. Quick Trip is a gas station here in Georgia. I don't know if you have it where you're located, but I'm gonna go in here and see how much it costs and get my $21 money order for my 7 documents, because in the state of Georgia, to have a document apostilled is $3 per document. He has 7, so you want to make sure that you collect that. You won't ask an additional price, but you want to make sure you include that in your fee, the cost per document. You need to find out what it is in your state. Okay, I'll be back. Just waiting in line for my money order. I'm inside of Quick Trip. Okay, hold on one second. So I got my money order from Quick Trip. It was a $1.50 fee. So now for my apostille fees, let's think about it. I gotta get a FedEx envelope. I'll order that online tonight. I have to pay $3 per document for the state of Georgia. They want a money order or a check, so I went in Quick Trip and got that. That was $1.50. I have to drive down there to the Georgia office. I had to drive the other day to get the documents from the client, and then I'll have to meet up with the client to give his documents back. So you see why that job is a little bit more pricier. It's adding up, but I think it's gonna be worth it. And the process again is a little choppy today, but once you know how to do it, it's gonna be easy. Bye. Okay guys, so last time we met, I was at UPS buying my money order, which I have here, and I told you it was a $1.50 fee. So now we're gonna wrap up my apostille process on my end, okay? So you should have a FedEx account created, especially if you're a loan signing agent, so you can order your envelopes and supplies. They'll deliver them right to your home. So I already had a FedEx account. You also need a FedEx account because you'll be buying these labels and shipment, the shipment label to send it off to your local Secretary of State. So I did my FedEx label. I have my money order. I have my 7 documents that need to be apostilled. All of this is going to go together like so. And then I have my envelope that I created, and I'll put it all in here. And then I'm going to take this envelope in the morning to my Georgia department, where the notary division, where they will put an apostille on these 7 documents for me. So tomorrow morning I'll take you there with me, and then I'll show you when I get it back what it looks like with the seal and everything. And that's it. So I'm going to simplify the process for you at the end of all of this, but I want to take you step by step. So as you can see, it is worth every penny that you charge a client on apostille, because this is taking me all day almost. It's taking me hours to get everything together. So we'll talk about that on the end of the video. Also, most states will have a list of things that you need in order to submit your apostille to the state. And for example, on my list here for the state of Georgia, and you get this from their website, it's saying make sure that you include the documents. I need to make sure I include a check or money order, $3 per document that needs to be apostilled. It needs to include the name of the country where it's going to, and in a self-enclosed address stamped envelope or prepaid overnight. So I highly recommend using FedEx because you can track that. You can just use a 35-cent stamp or whatever the stamp costs today. I don't even know because I do everything online. But I would say go ahead and pay the $25 or $20 for FedEx so you can track that package from the time it's in the system. Well, good morning. Hello. This is Notary Life with Kimmy. Well, I am continuing my journey with my apostille today, guys. It is Monday morning, so I'm going to take it so I can hopefully be one of the first people there. Unfortunately, because we're still under COVID, I have to drop my completed document package in the drop box there. So I'm going to see how many days it takes for it to get back. That way, I told you I already did one with my notary buddy, and that one took, I believe, 4 business days. So I'm going to see how long it takes for me to get mine back, what the average processing time is. That way I can tell my clients. And then also I was going to give you a couple tips about the finances with this particular job. Make sure as you're driving to your local government office, in my case it's 30 minutes each way. So, and that equaled, I believe it was 25 miles each way. So I'm going to make sure I put that in my notary gadget as a job. In notary gadget, you can put all of your jobs in there, your general notary and your loan signing. So I'm going to do a video on that, but check out the free 14-day trial. And I put all of my jobs in notary gadget. So even though this is another way I can make money on this job, is through my mileage. So it's 20 miles each way. So that's 40 miles that the notary gadget will calculate, and then I'll get paid on that also. Or it'll come off my taxes as a deduction. Okay, so don't forget to do that. And again, in my case, my Clark County, where I have to take this, is 30 minutes each way. It may be further in your state, so you want to factor that into your cost. If it takes you an hour each way just to take the package, then you have to deal with the package, like preparing it for an hour, then maybe notarizing for the documents for the client. So you want to factor all of that in. So now I really understand why people can ask $200, $300 plus for an apostille. So I'm not sleeping on apostilles anymore, guys. I am getting my apostille money. If it's just 4 per month, that's $800 a month. Could that pay your mortgage? I'm going to come back to you when I get to the location. And just another tip with the apostilles, the customer may call you one day, and it may take them a week or even 2 to get back with you because they're trying to get all of their documents together. So don't get discouraged saying, oh, I gave them all the information and now they didn't even use me for the apostille. No, it takes them a while, because in both cases that I'm referring to, We had a conversation with the client, say one day, and it took them 2 weeks almost to get back with us to give us the final documents. There is an ambulance coming, guys. Hold on. But anyway, so like I was saying, don't get discouraged if they don't call you back immediately, because it takes some time to get their records from their vital records, maybe death certificates, marriage license, and all that kind of stuff from the government, the other part of the government where it was filed and recorded, and then they'll eventually get back with you for the apostille. So, because I did that with both clients. I said I gave them all that information and they didn't even call me back. But I realized it takes a little while for them to actually get their documents. All right, next stop is Apostille Central. Bye. Okay, guys, I am finally here. I'm going in and take my package. I'll be back and tell you what happened. So I'm here, and you can't go in due to COVID, but I'm about to drop it in the mailbox. They have a little drop box here. So I'm just going to put my package there. Okay, guys, so at my location, they actually have envelopes. So I'll take a few of those with me and some more forms. And I'm actually, and I'll be back, okay? Bye. We'll talk outside. So I just dropped off my package. Yay! I just dropped it off. So while I was in there, it was a young man didn't understand how to fill out the forms. So I went ahead and helped him, guys. That's part of my community service as a notary. Well, that's it. So I dropped it off, and I'll let you know how long it takes for me to get it back. And until later in the week. Bye. I hope you're having a great day no matter when you see this video. Hi guys, so today is Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. I took the first apostille, my very first one I'm completing completely by myself, to our clerk office yesterday. And today my second person that needed apostille, I'm doing him this morning. And he arrives, and then I realized that I knew his wife had to sign. I figured she was with him. We've been talking for 2 weeks now. And he comes and she's not with him. So now we have a problem. So he wants to sign her name. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. So what we had to end up doing was I let him sign his jurat, and then she's going to come after work, and then I'll go ahead and take it tomorrow to our Clark County office here in Georgia. So I just wanted to give you a lesson too. People will ask you to do things, as I've stated in other videos, but you are to say no to that. You don't want to lose your commission over $150, $200, whatever it is. It's not worth it. This is the point of this particular part of the video. So I am excited to say this is my second apostille that I'm completing solo by myself. The other one, like I said, I assisted someone in completing it, my notary buddy. But today is my second one that I'm completing. And needless to say, I'm excited about the money with the apostille. So I will take you tomorrow, maybe when I drop her stuff off. If not, I'll just wrap this up when I actually receive the apostilles for both documents, or at least for the first one, depending on the time frame. Hey guys, so you know I dropped off my apostille yesterday, which was Monday, and I just got a FedEx envelope back today. I'm going to open it live with you guys and pray that I did it correctly, okay? So let's go. I'm a nervous wreck. You would think I'm winning the lottery or something. Hold on. Or whatever you want to say. Let me just see. I pray it's correct. Okay. So they got my order form in here. Oh my God. It's right. It's right. It's right. It's right. It's right. It's not a gold seal anymore in my state. They just put this on there. But it's done correctly, and they put all the documents together, like packaged with the apostille on top. I cannot believe it. My first one completed. Yay! I know I'm being a little extra, guys, but I am so pumped up because this is the first one I did by myself, and it was done correctly. I got my stamps, came back FedEx, because I didn't want to talk about something that I had not done yet, you know, to completion. So I told you I had a second one that I'm going to send off tomorrow. So I thank you guys for watching my process. I did it. My first apostille complete by myself. Go Kimmy. Go Kimmy. Go Kimmy. Don't forget, guys, add apostille to your business. 3 digits on this one, guys. 3 digits. So add apostille. I wanted to show you guys what they did in my state with the apostille. They took the documents and put the apostille on top, and they kind of clipped it together, like clamped it, if you can see that there, each document, so it cannot be separated and nothing can be added to it. So I thought that was something I should show you all, and that's in gold. All right. Also, one other thing I did make a mistake, kind of, sort of. It said $3 per document, so I wasn't sure what they were counting. I overpaid, and in my state, they're going to send me the difference back. So the money, what I told you guys, was for $21, and they actually ended up charging me $12, which is to my benefit, because I thought I was going to make a little less on the job, but I actually make a little bit more, which is fine. But anyway, so hey guys, I decided to film a little video about this next apostille since I haven't put the video out yet. Remember I told you I had 2 that I was working on. So the wife came yesterday, she signed her documents, and that so now I can take the second one. So it would have been nice if they had come the same day or around the same time. I could have taken them all at once, but now I got to drive back to my Clark County office and take the second one, which I have it ready here. And I got these little plastic envelopes from Amazon to put all my legal size documents in, so they don't get wet or anything happens to them while they're at the in the box over there waiting to be picked up by a human. So I got my little money order today. I went to Publix this time, and I have 3 documents that need to be apostilled, and they were $3 each, so that's $9. I won't overpay today, and it's fine if you do. They'll give you your money back, hopefully. And the apostille is a lot of work, because the average client, they don't want to do all this. You know, you got to go to the website, you got to get the documents, you got to make sure everything is notarized properly. Then you have to drive to the place, make sure you don't forget anything. Matter of fact, I'm going to double check and make sure I have all my documents right quick, because like I said, this is in Atlanta where I'm going. So in this case, I needed, they give you a checklist actually. So I have the documents, I have the money order, but I really want you to see a day in the life with the apostille, or days in the life, because this is day 3 of me dealing with apostilles. So with apostille too, I have to be very detailed. It's not a lot of startup costs if you want to be an apostille agent. You just need to know what you're doing. You may need a printer, because I did have to print several things. I even had to print the document for my client, because they needed to email it to me, and then I printed it for them. So you may have to have a printer, but maybe not a fancy printer if you're just going to be doing 1 or 2 pages. I try to offer as many services as I can, and I'll emphasize that too as a notary. All of your money cannot come from loan signings. All of your money cannot come from one thing. It's better if you're cross-trained in several areas. Like I do fingerprinting, I do I-9s, I do apostilles, I am a loan signing agent, or notary loan signing agent, whatever you want to call it. I do all of it. So if somebody calls me, usually if it's dealing with a document, I got them covered from A to Z. I love that expression. So I can add another title to my notary resume, apostille agent. I love the way that sounds. So just keep adding to your notary resume, because some companies will ask you about it. Do you have a resume? Even as a notary, they will. I've had, well, did I have somebody ask me that? It's been one company out of all the jobs and assignments I had, they did ask me for a notary resume. I can't remember who it was, because I think I wrote up something. I just kind of put my notary stuff on there. So on my way to doing this apostille, I just got a phone call from a client I had the other day, and I don't know if you guys saw my video about things not to notarize or not to do. Notarizations not to do. Check that video out, because my client just asked me if we can backdate a document. No, we cannot. You can never backdate a document. I am pulling up to the office now to drop this one off. I'm going to fill out the money order, and then I'm going to take it in the building. Always make sure that your you double check your documents. That's what I'm getting ready to do right now. Fill out my money order. And with that general notary call, I let her know she can put whatever date she wants on the document, but my notarization has to be the date that I am signing. So I cannot backdate it for another date. So you just have to make sure you know your state rules, what you can, what you cannot do. And because customers will ask, you know, all they can do is ask, and then you have to be able to say, no, I cannot do that. I'm gonna go in there and drop this off. And I have to enclose a FedEx envelope. So don't forget to have your FedEx account set up so you can get the pre-label. Because they'll ask you for a pre-label to send it back. So I will be back. Bye. So I am back here at the clerk's office. Day 2. Dropping my document in. This is a beautiful building, guys. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Putting it in the Dropbox. That's it. Man, it's a nice place. If you got to work at an office, I wouldn't want to work at a different one. Very nice. Look. Tax dollars at work, I guess. All right. Well, have a good day, guys, if I don't get back with you. All right, so I'm leaving the clerk's office with my second apostille. I can take my mask off now. Leaving the clerk's office with my second apostille. So while I was sitting here just going over a few things, I got another phone call for General Notary, and this person needs someone on Friday, and they need me to provide the witnesses. So they need 2 witnesses to their documents, and they don't have anyone. She's traveling. So I thought, because I'm doing a day in the life of apostille agent, notary signing agent, and all that, I go ahead and add this piece to the video. So always have a list of witnesses. You hear me say that all the time, because you may be called upon to provide the witnesses. Now, you don't have to. There's nothing saying, oh, you have to, as a notary, provide witnesses. That's not you don't have to. But it's a good level of, it's good customer service to be able to provide a witness. It makes you stand out. They're like, oh, you can provide the witnesses? Oh, sure I can. So who do I use as my witnesses? I have my father-in-law on standby. I have my mother. I have my husband. I have 2 or 3, actually I have about 4 notary buddies. So I have an extensive list of witnesses. I recommend you do the same thing. It doesn't have to be all family. You could get whoever you want, but make sure you do have a list. Again, it just shows, it has it elevates your business whenever you're able to provide everything one stop for people. You know, when you can go somewhere and it's like, oh, you can do ABC, they're like, wow. So yeah, one stop. So I have your list of witnesses. I just thought I would share that since this is a day in the life. So I thought about a couple more things when it comes to the apostille, guys, because again, my Clark County office is 30 minutes from me, but you may be in an area where it's not as close to you. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours away. If you're willing to do that drive, make sure you include that in your cost to your client, because it still could be worth it. If it would take them, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks to get something processed, and you can help them get it done within a day, they'll pay for that. That's convenience, that's service. Also, you might want to find you a notary friend or buddy in the area of your Secretary of State area, because that way, if you're 2 or 3 hours away, they may be able to help facilitate that, and you all can split the fee. That's what myself and my my notary friend did for the first apostille that we did jointly. We actually split the fee. So whatever obstacle you may be having within your business, try to see what you can do to overcome it. It may be, I talked to someone recently and they said, well, can I still do the business if I don't have a car? Well, at first I thought about it and I was like, well, it'll be a little challenging, but you know what? Yes, you can. And the person was so creative. They were like, well, I have friends and family that can take me. I have a house full of people here. And then also you might get an Uber. I mean, it's ways around stuff. So don't just always take a no. Turn that no into a yes. And fight for yourself, fight for your business. And make it happen. A lot of times we give up too easily. So I'm off on a tangent. But we do give up too easy. And I can hear people saying, well, my Secretary of State is far away, or, you know, I don't have a FedEx account, I don't have a debit card, I don't have this. Well, let's see what we can do to make some of these things, overcome some of these obstacles and make our money. A lot of times I hear a lot of people, I don't do this, I can't do that. Yes, you can. I believe you can do whatever you put your mind to. And it may sound kind of cliche, but it's real talk. And fortunately, my parents instilled that into me, that you can do whatever, you know. Let me be the first to tell you, yes, you can. You can do whatever you want to do. In this business, as a notary, as an apostille agent, doing fingerprinting, you can do it all. And it just takes time and patience. My business did not grow overnight. And I can tell you, and my husband can too, many a times I'll be sitting there like, my phone's not ringing, nobody's calling. When I first put my business ad up, I ain't gonna lie, I was sitting there many a days. I said it took months for my phone to actually start ringing. And I was like, nobody's calling. And then I realized, okay, when I put my picture up there, okay, instant, I got more phone calls. When I started making my website look better, I started getting more calls. When I started getting reviews, I started getting more calls. So some of it might have been me. It might have just been I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It could have been that also. Because I did, once I started, every time I did more for my business, more for my website, I got more calls. Just the way it is. So if you don't put anything into your business, you will not get anything out of your business. If you treat your business like a side hustle, it will treat you like one. I get to it when I get to it. No, it needs to be a real business. So I done talked a little bit about everything. Again, this is a day in the life, so I'm covering a little bit of everything today. Well, I have arrived back home. I am getting ready to go in here and lay down. I'm tired. But if I get my package back in the next day before I release this video, I'll add the rest of it. So I got a call for General Notary Work, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that job, and then I'm gonna meet my client to give him his apostille document. And then that'll wrap up this journey. So as I stated throughout this whole day, guys, or the 3 days that we've been working on apostilles, it is a process. So now I've gotten the document back, and I have to go and meet him to give it to him. So you factor all of that into your cost. He probably would have came here, but he had to make an additional trip, if you all remember, because his wife didn't have ID during one of our visits. So I said I'll be nice and take it to him and save him one trip. Well, we'll meet halfway, actually. That's what we're doing. Hey guys, I thought I would come back and let you know what happened with that general notary job. I was not able to do it because when I got there, he had a virtual mailbox form, and those require 2 pieces of ID. So I have done those before, but it's been a minute, so I actually forgot that it needs 2 pieces of ID. And the second one cannot be a social. It needed to be like a insurance card, a lease agreement, or something like that. So when I went to that assignment, I was not able to get paid. I did not charge a travel fee or trip fee. I do what's called the cost of doing business. So it's cool. I gave him some ideas on how he might could get his second piece of ID, and he'll call me back. So it's cool. Just wanted to let you know what happened on that general notary job. And I did deliver the apostille document, so that is complete. Okay guys, so I just dropped off that last apostille to my very first client that I had last week. So now I'm officially done. I had to drive that to him, and it's all over. So everyone's happy.